It's a carving. I thought it was pens. Oh, well, we'll look at it and see. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a message for the sign of Pisces. Pisces, my messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you get alerts when my videos are posted. Pisces, if you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. Thank you. O cosmic creator, source of all life and light, you're my shepherd, guiding me through every valley, every shadow. I lack nothing, for you lead me beside the still waters and restore my soul. In your presence I find peace and strength, for you're with me always. Your rod and staff comfort me, and your love prepares a path before me, even in the face of adversity. Grant me the serenity to embrace what I cannot change, the courage to change what is within my power, and the wisdom to discern the difference as I walk each day in faith. In the presence of your infinite grace, I am unafraid, for your kingdom flows through me as it does all creation. I love you. Have a good day. With deep gratitude, I give thanks for the miracles already set in motion in my life. Shift what must be shifted, move what needs to be moved, and illuminate my path with your divine light. Align my heart, my actions, and my soul with your will. For I know you have already provided the strength, guidance, and blessings that I need. I release all fear, and I surrender fully to your higher wisdom. May your goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life as I dwell in your sacred presence now and forever. Amen. Pisces, Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells. Uh, 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 uh. That is, keep your eye on the grand old flag. All right, we'll see what that has to do with anything. We have Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Affirmation starting off for today. I am fully aligned with my highest truth. Every step I take flows with divine purpose. Flows with divine purpose. My inner garden grows with abundance, clarity, and sacred wisdom. I hear and trust the guidance of my higher self. The universe conspires in my favor. Every experience is a seed for my soul's evolution. I bloom in divine timing. I release our resistance and surrender to the current of my highest reality. I embody my highest frequency. Love, light, and prosperity flow effortlessly through me. I am an architect of my inner world. I nurture, heal, and grow my sacred space. My intuition, my compass. My intuition is my compass, and it always leads me to alignment, clarity, and freedom. I radiate the energy of my future self now. I'm already living my most empowered life. I trust that everything I desire is unfolding perfectly, and I'm ready to receive it fully. You are where you're meant to be. You are where you're meant to be right now. And today, I feel what I've been having is it's like sitting and watching a movie, and the nursery rhymes, fairy tales were designed to teach us something, to leave us a message in jest and fun. And if you are a child of, I don't know which generation that is, because it goes back, to even when they were being taught. It was like a remembrance, something, give you something in a riddle for you to be able to hold on to. And also it's like giving secret things. So when this happens in life, whatever it is that is playing out, it's almost like whatever the trigger is, the fail-safe mechanism. So it's given like the nursery rhymes, fairy tales were supposed to be the trigger, and for you to know this was the time. This was the trigger to say go. This was where we are. Okay, so I had something that I really need for y'all to hear. And the collective that's on Instagram, y'all already heard it probably because I sent it to y'all this morning.
Listen closely, because what I'm about to say will hit different. There comes a moment when the tables don't just turn, they flip so hard the whole room goes silent. That moment is now. And guess what? You didn't just win the game, you studied it, decoded it, and mastered it so flawlessly, even the players trying to sabotage you started clapping by accident. Here's a fact. In psychology, there's a phenomenon called the backfire effect. It's when someone tries to prove you wrong so hard, they end up proving you right. That's exactly what happened here. They plotted, they whispered, they even threw shade in HD. But you stayed in position, moving with divine precision like it was all part of a secret mission. And now, they're speechless, mute, frozen like Wi-Fi just cut out during their villain monologue. The people who thought they could control the narrative didn't realize you were the plot twist they couldn't write out. You let them think you were losing, only to checkmate their entire bloodline with one move and a smile. Side note, did anyone else hear that? That was the sound of fake people choking on their own karma snacks. So buckle up, because in this video we're unpacking exactly how you outplayed the entire circus key while they were too busy throwing bananas at each other to realize you were the zookeeper with the keys the whole time. Let's dive in. Number one, you let them underestimate you. That was the entrance fee. You let them underestimate you. And that was the smartest move you could have made. They looked at you and saw someone quiet, unsure, soft-spoken, maybe even lost. They thought they were dealing with someone who didn't know how the world works, and you let them think that, not because you were weak, but because you understood the power of misdirection. The moment they thought they had you figured out was the moment they started letting their guard down. That's when you began winning. They showed you their hand without realizing it. Every side eye, every sarcastic comment, every fake smile. They gave themselves away while thinking they were in control. You saw how they moved, how they lied, how they ganged up with each other to feel bigger. And while they were performing for their little audience, you were taking notes. You weren't reacting. You were observing. That was your advantage. You stayed calm and quiet, not because you didn't have a voice, but because you were calculating every step they took, every weakness they exposed. And the truth is, most of them thought you were harmless. That's what made you dangerous. They had no clue you were the most unpredictable piece on the board. They thought you were a pawn. But pawns become queens when they reach the other side. And now that you've arrived, they're shaking. Because they know they can't put you back where you started. You didn't fake anything. You just refused to perform. You let them walk into their own trap, thinking they had the upper hand. But the whole time, you were 5 moves ahead. That's why they're speechless now. Not just because you succeeded, but because they never saw it coming. They don't even know how you did it. They just know they played themselves trying to play you. And the best part, you never had to raise your voice. You just raised your value. Number 2, your humility was strategic, not insecurity. Your humility wasn't a weakness, it was a weapon they couldn't recognize. They thought you were unsure of yourself because you didn't brag, didn't compete, didn't fight to be seen. But what they didn't realize was that you were never seeking attention. You were focused on alignment. You weren't interested in proving anything to anyone because you already knew who you were. That's not insecurity, that's discipline. While they were out there scrambling to be noticed, constantly reminding everyone of their so-called value, you were building quietly. You were planting roots while they were showing off branches. They thought they were winning because they were louder, flashier, more visible. But when the storms came, it was your stillness that kept you standing. They mistook your restraint for self-doubt. Truth is, you just didn't feel the need to sell yourself to people who couldn't afford your presence in the first place. You stayed in rooms that you had clearly outgrown just to make sure you were watching the full cycle play out. You wanted to see who would talk over you, who would ignore your wisdom, who would pretend not to notice your gifts, because that told you everything you needed to know. Your humility wasn't about playing small, it was about playing smart. You were preserving your energy while they were burning themselves out, trying to impress people who weren't even watching. And now, the same people who thought you were naive are trying to figure out how you passed them without making a sound. They don't get it. They don't understand how someone so quiet got so far ahead. But the truth is, you were never quiet. You were intentional. You weren't hiding. You were protecting something sacred. And now that it's finally being revealed, they're realizing they misjudged the one person who never needed to compete, because you were never in their race to begin. Listen closely.
You never competed because you were never in the race. Only people who understand. Remember when I was talking to y'all and I said the women are arguing, they're arguing because they feel like one is taking something from the other, and they were never in each other's lane anyway. So when I woke up this morning, I did completely different things. Other than the fact of me getting out of the bed and fixing my bed, everything else was completely different. It was the same, it was out of order, basically, but it flowed perfectly fine, still the same. Now, whether or not, somebody else would agree, if it happened to you, would it flow as, effortlessly or seamlessly, and for you not to notice and you continue on with your day? You're supposed to notice, okay? So you're supposed to notice. The thing is, I noticed and I still continued on doing it the way that I was doing it, because this got put to the front of the line somehow. Mind you, was on I think it was on, no, I was actually looking at, checking my statuses. It's working. Not for nothing, it's working. So we got October the 16th. It's my mom's birthday today too. So happy birthday, Mom. I did call her, tell her happy birthday. The thing was, when I called her to tell her happy birthday, she didn't answer the phone. She was doing something. So then she called back 3 minutes before I was supposed to be here, which I'm supposed to be on schedule, right? But meanwhile, that's my mom. So I talked to my mom, right? But, I said happy birthday. We went from there. Mind you, my mom's name is Mary, just so y'all know. Mary, quite contrary. Her name is Marietta, but we call her Mary, me and my brother, and probably other people. Why does that matter? Nothing other than the fact that that's my mom and I said happy birthday, and that's where I come from. So that's how I got to, me and my thought pattern and, some of the conditioning and this, that, and the third. As I get older, I'm starting to realize a whole lot more. I love how I got conditioned. There's a couple of things that as you grow older, that maybe I might would have got told that if, you're allowed to tell kids, older people stuff, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, but for what she knew and for what she didn't know, for what she didn't know, I still feel fully and totally prepared. So I feel like she did her job. Now, do we always agree? No ma'am, no ham. But again, as I get older, I'm starting to realize a whole lot more the importance of the things that you were taught and the things that you were not taught. All right, so listen, this is also happening again. And if you haven't realized yet, we're going back to lineage and to heritage, apparently. All right, so we talked about nursery rhymes and things of that nature. We didn't get fully into it, but the secrets or the details that got left out, because as y'all know, everybody around here is notorious for shortening things. Now, did they know that hip hop was going to become a thing and everybody was going to shorten it? And I'm not really blaming it on hip hop. I'm just the culture. How they say it's ebonics, because black people don't have culture, but apparently we have a lot of it, right? Because it's the culture. Culture is history. Culture is lineage. So we are about to rewrite, or we are about to illuminate, or we are about to record, or we are about to expose our own history, right? And as of now, do y'all see these rainbows? We are about to do something in the world and in history. Y'all, I feel like chills and everything on my body, because it's like if you've ever felt like being walked all over a doormat or something, right? And you just wanting somebody to see you, right? It could be that specific person, because, not too many times in the world did you ever really want to be seen, but by maybe a specific person, place, or thing, a time, right? Um, yo, if y'all can see what I can see, the glow right now is phenomenal. But during a certain period of time in your lifetime, right, it is something that may have taken place that has left an imprint on your spirit, your soul, and it's coming into fruition. Why do I hear the word valley? It's like not the shadow of death. It's not that valley. It's prosperity, abundance, like maybe the promised land. Okay. Hey Mike. Hey Majestic Grace. Good morning. Wealthiest rising. So this morning, it was important about being soft spoken when you teach somebody, because conditioning has taught them that life is not as, I hear the word peaceful, I also see the word graceful, but those are not the words. It's like when you as a person watch somebody being yelled at, and you feel compassionate or empathetic for a person, or a child or something. So say you are just out random, hey Fate, hey, you out and you just, going on about your daily chores, and then all of a sudden you hear a loud voice yelling, and then you turn around and it's like somebody chastising, somebody smaller than them, and instantly you go into protective mode. So it is like now a person not thinking that the world could be kind, and it's kind of giving little puppy dog, like, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna come to you, and I'm gonna put my guard down, and please don't fuck me. Well, that makes me feel sad. That makes me feel sad for whoever that is, because like the world can be cruel, right? The world can be unkind, but there are so many amazing people in the world, and environment, because I hear environmental changes, but that would be like the weather and conditionings and this, that, and the third. But it's also giving a person changing their environment and getting into something different. Like you go in this community, and this community is loving, open, and I am crying. Well, it's some blocking going on in the chat. Well, hey, they gonna learn today. I am crying.
Become the talk of the nation after claiming breaking news. A man in Ghana, identified as Noah, has become the talk of the nation after claiming that what happened during the biblical days of Noah is about to happen again. According to him, starting December 25th, 2025, a heavy rain will fall continuously for 3 years, flooding the entire world. He says God revealed it to him, and he has already begun building an ark to prepare for what's coming. Noah, who lives in a small community in Ghana, says he has spent months gathering strong, seasoned wood to build the ark. He claims the materials are not ordinary, that each piece has been prayed over and chosen under divine instruction. While many people laugh at him and call him crazy, others are beginning to pay attention. Some say, wasn't it the same thing people said to the first Noah? They mocked him until it was too late. Despite the criticism, this modern-day Noah says he will not stop. He believes his mission is to save as many lives as possible before the rain begins. He invites anyone who believes to join him in building the ark and preparing for the flood. Whether it's faith, fear, or pure conviction, one thing is clear. His story has sparked conversations across Ghana and beyond. People are wondering, could this be history repeating itself? Breaking news.
I told y'all stuff has been repeating itself, right? And I also told y'all that if God himself showed up on earth right now, y'all would say it's AI. Y'all would act as if, it's witchcraft. Y'all would act as if they are everything but the Lord. If Jesus showed up around here walking side by side with the Lord, y'all would say that it's fake and it's AI and everything else in between. Now, those people that would recognize Jesus or those people that would recognize God, they are two different entities, energies. The people that would recognize them, it wouldn't be through sight. It would be through feeling or revelation. So, because again, here on this realm, you can't even trust what you see no more. Now, I'm very fortunate enough, and I don't know if everybody else is, fortunate enough for this, but I'm very fortunate enough that I kind of play with this behind the scenes settings and functions on a lot of the platforms, right? Because I don't know what I be doing, so I just be pushing buttons to see what happens and what works, right? So on one of my platforms, i.e. TikTok, they have a feature that they're always telling me behind the scenes. They said you have footnotes to rate. And so not for nothing, one day I went to go look at the footnotes and I'm like, what the fuck is up with the footnotes? So when I go look at the footnotes, it starts to now explain to me how it'll show you the video that you're observing, the video that you're watching, but it will now say this video is AI generated. This whole page is AI generated, is what it told me. It'll say this, when a person makes a claim, it'll say this has not been authenticated, this claim. So as everybody that's talking, everybody that's online, that's, putting in information, there is a feature behind the scenes. And I don't know if it's a beta or if it's a real, program that has been rolled out. All I know is that I have seen it. And I have also been a rater and a person who has said this was very informative because I would have never guessed that this was not real. So in the process of you being given, the messages, because Noah has arrived, and mind you, his real name is Noah. Pun intended. I.e. the universe has a funny way, a strange way. Wouldn't that be like the laugh in your face? The universe said, and we gonna name him Noah, and we gonna name this nigga Noah, and y'all still not gonna believe him on the second go around. Majestic Grace, I hope you see what you have. You have a tool. Mike, you have a tool as well. Utilize your free will as you will, okay? Because apparently you must not be seeing what I'm seeing. Because if you're seeing what I'm seeing, I think one of y'all should have already took care of that. So while I was actually giving y'all the message, right, the first message, a lot of the message was, you ain't got to ask no questions, Mike. Just go ahead and handle it. Hello, go ahead and delete it. On the first message, it kept being blocked and deleted by the alarms that was going out. Okay, so just y'all know, I don't know if y'all know it or not, Mike and Majestic Grace, y'all actually have moderation. So what y'all can do is when people start doing that, just go ahead and kick them out or mute them or whatever you're going to do, because they want attention. And so if I got to pay attention to them, and then, you know what I'm going to do, because, the energy you bring is going to be the energy you get. But You already know. So, Mike, you ain't even have to ask them if they was trolling. Fuck them. Shut their asses up. Put them on mute or kick them the fuck out. Because I ain't got nothing to say. The same thing you thought is the same thing I thought. Majestic Grace, you can too. I don't know, because normally Aaron or Thonio is around here anyway to go ahead and, handle it. But maybe they didn't see it either, because normally they show up out of nowhere. But just so y'all know, when they start that shit, you ain't got to ask me nothing. Go ahead and eject them. Because I don't know who the fuck they think they are. Like, why I got to focus on you? I'm not your mother, honey. You need to call your mom. I already talked to mine this morning. So, handle that. I was trying to click on it, but it wouldn't let me. I don't know. And maybe something's wrong with it, too, because I had to make sure that it was even there. But you see what I'm saying? People just always want to come over here with the weird shit. Like, if that was what you thought was going to get my attention, you got it. But, please don't come over here with that. Anyway, so as I was giving y'all the message as it was playing out, it was being blocked by the charms and the chimes and the this, that, and the third, and the dings, right? So you may have been supposed to have received a message, or you may have been receiving a message, and then the message kind of got distorted, kind of got blocked, kind of got, as everything is playing out here, other people trying to step in. It's the distractions that come along when the universe is talking to you and the universe is trying to give you the information that you could be getting. Hey, Sunny Sammy, how you doing? The information that you're supposed to be getting, and then here comes the distractions. Why? Because how can you solve a puzzle if you only have half of the information? Mind you, Earth School, the teacher, Earth School, the lesson, all the things that we are supposed to be going through to see, it's happening now, in the present. It's happening right now, and then now we done missed half our fucking study notes because this bitch over here want to play games. Meanwhile, so there's distractions. And just so y'all know, I didn't just write this. It was already happening. You see what I'm saying? The distractions, as I was listening, as I started to play that, everything was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, one thing led into another thing, and it just started building and building and building to the point where now all of a sudden, like, I'm focused on the other shit. So let's not do that. Things get in the way and stopping your messages. So whereas you were supposed to see whatever time something took place, you may have missed the time. Mind you, still being able to recover, because a lot of y'all are very smart individuals. Have you ever had a test that you passed and never studied? One, you're already prepared for it, but two, I'm trying to give you the cues as to where we are at this present moment in time. You're going to make it anyway. You're going to do what you need to do anyway, because again, what do? You adjust, you pivot. So this morning, things taking place. Wires, lights, whatever it is that's in your way, keys missing. You have to do this. This is what's on your agenda. These are the sections that are important. The sections that are really important, the universe will make sure you will not miss them at all, period. So you can miss like a small section, and you still get an A, right? But the sections that are very heavily important to your next phase, your next journey, the universe is going to make sure that you see that. So the sections that are important, turn around. There's another loop taking place. There's another loop taking place. Noah has arrived. Majestic Grace, you said something to me the other day. Insert new character. Mind you, the other day something kept playing and I did this video and for some reason I walked off and left it running in the loop, right? And it kept saying the same thing over and over again. And then I said, the universe, that had to be intentional, because normally the first thing I do is I shut down everything because, I done left y'all, running, and then somebody called me in the background. You do realize that you're still recording, although I don't be caring, but, y'all don't be wanting to just see the blankness, but y'all can hear shit, right? Anyway, so this kept playing on a loop. This is how this started last time, I think. Exactly how this started. Y'all, soon as you get flowing like you supposed to be flowing, here come another idiot in the way. Either way, we ain't got time. This is how this started last time, I think. Exactly how this started. Y'all. Soon as you get flowing like you supposed to be flowing, here come another idiot in the way. Either way, we ain't got time. This is how this started last time. Mind you, this shit played on a loop for hours. Until I finally realized, like, because I heard it, but, you know, I was just doing whatever, and it wasn't loud and crazy. It was just enough for, hold the fuck on, why is that still playing like that? Then I was listening to what was being said. This is how this started last time. This is exactly how it started last time. This is exactly how all the shit started last time. Noah's Ark, racism, slavery, this, whatever's taking place that is put on a loop. So why is it right now that all of the loops, you know, the truth shall set you free, but why are all the loops being shown to you right now? What loops are you seeing? We ain't got time no more. And you heard what I said at the end. We ain't got time for that, because right now there's something else that's taking place. Today, the universe is asking you to look beneath the surface. What seems ordinary or stagnant is actually fertile ground for growth and revelation. Your intuition is heightened. Every subtle feeling, every small nudge is a cosmic clue. Remember, your inner garden reflects your outer world. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? If your mind is cluttered, your environment feels chaotic. If your heart is open, synchronicities appear. If your soul is listening, miracles manifest. Apparently, the souls are listening because the loops are becoming more and more prevalent, more and more apparent, more and more real. How, at this moment in time in life, is it repeating biblical bonjour pretty? Oh, period. That's the first time somebody ever came in here and said that to me, period. Hey. Straight talk. How you doing? I love that. Period. That was nice. So you're stepping into a frequency where alignment replaces effort. Doors that once required struggle now glide open because you're in resonance with your higher timeline. The universe is showing you your patience, your faith, and your quiet endurance are already bearing fruit. It keeps being a thing over and over again. We keep being reminded that the turtle beats the hare. The turtle beats the hare, but the turtles are not even really slow, if y'all haven't realized it. Like, for some reason, then it's always a lot of turtles around here. But, you know, that's another topic for another situation. But anyway, there is that. Your patience, your faith, your quiet endurance is already bearing fruit. So, every silver bell in your life, every opportunity, insight, or synchronicity is waiting to be recognized and loved. Today, your consciousness is expanding. The energy supports remembering your divine blueprint, taking you back. Why did they leave us? I want to say breadcrumbs. Why did they leave us secrets? But that's not the word either. Turtles are protected and get the job done, and period. It's another word that I want to use. But it is the secrets that they left in the rhythm and in the rhyme, in the frequency of a thing that you would automatically pick up. Something that feels familiar to you, but foreign to somebody else. You would automatically get it. So, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? This old rhyme takes a deeper spiritual tone when seeing it through your eyes, Pisces. Your garden is your inner world. The soil of emotions, intuition is creative seeds. Silver bells and cockle shells weren't just nursery imagery. They symbolize feminine energy, lunar wisdom, and spiritual adornment. Silver represents the moon and intuition. Bells represent spiritual calling and awakening. And shells symbolize rebirth and protection. The ocean sacred jewelry, which it was also adorning, like being beautiful. And it's funny how less was more. You know how in today's world it's like you gotta, do everything. It's the hair, the lashes, the makeup, the da 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 da. But in this realm, it's natural beauty. It is glowing from the inside out. Everything is magnetized and multiplied because it's the energy of. The energy is beautiful, which makes everything else around it beautiful. It's the aura. I love that. Like, have y'all ever seen a female that is, and mind you, it's just so many beautiful women in the world, right? But it just catches your eye. Like, when soon as they step into, wherever, it's reminding me of this. It's a black model. I don't know. I think she's from Africa or something. But anyway, I was downtown Atlanta one time and she had this afro. Her skin was fucking flawless. And I mean, like, dark skin, beautiful. And she just, it looked like she just glided across the street. Her walk was fucking fearless or fierce. And so I just stopped because he was taking pictures of her, in the road, and that was the whole shoot. So one person was holding the bag or whatever, she was walking, and then we had the cameraman. And let me tell you how I stopped in that moment and I just watched what they was doing. But when they got done, let me tell you how I was hooting and hollering in the street for this lady. Cause man, it was like magic. And all she did was walk. People have that aura. So it's like an aura about, and it could just be like the silent. Have you ever seen somebody that looked like glasses, just sitting quietly, maybe somewhere? So what would that be to a photographer? Is that like the moment, like in the moment shots or something? Like when you just catch somebody, not all, because even that woman, she, had her afro out. It wasn't a whole lot of makeup and, da 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 da. It was just her aura was amazing. Her outfit was, nice and everything else. But it is given like the moment when you catch somebody in that glow, like when the light just did the thing that it did. It's just beautiful. It's given like warm, like you can feel it. It brings heat. It feels like a hug, a snuggle, which for some reason keeps being important. Like, y'all need some hugs out there in the world. I came to check on y'all yesterday, and not a lot of people came, and I was asking, how's the world treating y'all? Do y'all need anything? Like, what's going on? How have you been, checking in on yourself? I asked so many questions yesterday, and you know what? Nobody said anything, but it also makes me wonder, like, are people afraid? Because, like, what you gonna do anyway? Like, even if I say I'm not okay, what you gonna do? Is that why people are, not responding when people are asking them, are they okay? Or, like, what's happening? Because to me, I feel like it's a real question. People should ask that. I ask that to my kids on, when I talk to them. Like, how are you doing today? Did you have a good day? Is, everything, how's life treating you? Because not for nothing, life could treat us amazing one time and then life could kick us in the face on a whole nother in the same damn day. Like, everything could be, the worst, and then it turns out to be magnificent. So are y'all processing how y'all feel, internally, especially with everything that's going on? Like I keep saying, I keep running across a lot of people who lost their job, lost their man or woman, but mind you, the best attitudes and I'm gonna say act like, but that's not the word that I want to use, because to me it's given very genuine. They feel relieved. Now, one thing that I said, even in this moment in time, it's an amazing time to be alive. You were chosen for this moment, this time. Why were so many people chosen for this moment, this time, and to be awake and to be able to enjoy, family, friends, beautiful things, love, happiness, just feelings and emotions all together. Like, It's a beautiful time to be alive. To understand even, the concept of free will and your free will in the middle of somebody trying to take it. In the middle of seeing the contradictions in the world as to now people finally waking up and seeing. Do you know how quickly people are just catching conversations all of a sudden? Like, I am loving the version of everybody that's awakened and evolved and catching this shit. Like, there is no more slick talk being had right now. Everybody, the white people, the black people, everybody is catching all this slick shit. Like, when they say it and bringing it to the forefront. Like, look at God. Mind you, it ain't taking weeks, months, days. The minute it comes out of their mouth, they bring it right straight to the surface. Oh, this is what they said. This is definitely on a whole nother. And the amount of people that is standing on the side of right is right and wrong is wrong. If you don't want it happening to you or your family or your kids or your da-da-da-da-da-da-da, don't do it to nobody else. They towing the line. And if y'all don't think that's beautiful, I definitely think that's beautiful. Especially when it's universal and everybody is. Oh, so another thing that I needed to tell y'all,
Exactly.
because it's very much important. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please and thank you. Okay, so y'all, I'm telling you, I'm loving what I'm seeing. The camaraderie between the people is definitely getting ready to be on another level. Can we please keep that same energy? Mind you, I love the people that's bringing it also to the forefront. Like, they was talking about the purple shit and everything yesterday. I'm loving the people that's even letting y'all know, like, even on that, like, why you expecting these people to do da-da-da-da-da when the accountability factor that's being given right now on some levels is outstanding. And if nobody told y'all, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Because when we said get your people, y'all is really getting y'all people and y'all ain't playing. I love y'all for that. That is accountability. That is, I'm actually wanting to change some stuff. That is, I'm being helpful to humanity. That's the right thing to do. Let me see if this has music in it.
Among the cooking, cleaning, and taking care of her kids if you have to.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
Cooking, cleaning, working, practicing.
Yo, some weird stuff be happening with my phone. Like, it's playing something else behind it. Which is crazy because why are you doing that?
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! He's a citizen! He's a citizen! He's a citizen! He's a citizen! That's my brother-in-law!
Get the fuck away from me! You don't know what's going on, so get the fuck back! Back up! Get the fuck up!
That's my brother-in-law.
If y'all people work for them people, talk to y'all people. Talk to y'all people, because everybody want to talk about, people got jobs and this, that, and the third. But talk to y'all people. Because talk to y'all people. Let me see if I can find this lady. Because everybody all of a sudden going to be having all the tears and all the crying under the sun.
Hi, so I never thought that this would be like a real thing, but we are now living at a time when libraries are becoming obsolete. Let me show you what I mean by that. This is my college's library. What is happening right now is they are going completely digital, so they are getting rid of all of the books, and that is kind of terrifying. These are all the books that from the entire library, and they're getting rid of them. And and it's scary because this is a college. This is not like, you know, just some random library. This is a college. Hi, so I never.
Do y'all remember how before they started with the Salem witch trials and things of that nature is when they started trying to get rid of books, and the healers, the people who was actually helping, who was like the midwives and things of that nature, like they started burning the books and things of that nature before all the other stuff. And I already said that the mail is already being checked and everything else. So at the sound of my voice, I'm saying it in the year 2025. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Yesterday, after I watched this video, this is where I would be asking the universe and God to give me a castle. Like, give me something big enough to where if I could buy all the books, and I love that Solange Knowles is doing that as well. Like, if I could buy all the books, I would. But that's not the problem. The problem is not in the buying of the books. The problem is they don't want the books to exist. They don't want the books to exist because there's stuff in them that they don't want to be, you know, heard, read, acknowledged, because they wish to, you know, rewind the time. Now, if not for nothing, their excuse is because they're saying everything is going digital, right? Why would you be getting rid of the books instead of storing them in a safe place in case anything happens? Jeep, the other day, just came out and they said that something was happening, da-da-da-da-da. A whole lot of cars, a whole lot of people all came in the same reality based off of they all bought the same exact car, and then the same thing happened to them. And I don't know, you know, what happened in the process. All I know is that one video that I saw where the girl said that her car and her friend's car shut off and everybody came for her and they said it was just something wrong with her car, da 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 da. And then right behind that there was whatever happened, and then it got announced that there was something wrong. Meanwhile, that glitch shut down I don't know how many people's cars. I don't know how many people were affected by, you know, work schedules, doctor visits, children being dropped off to school. I don't know what they did about, you know, it even happening, if them people are being compensated, anything else for that. But if y'all don't see where certain things are already like too much, and mind you, it's not the issue that one random particular person said, you know, let's fuck up the world. The issue is that so many other people that were supposed to, you know, be a protector, a guide, a leader, are saying nothing. The ones that are saying something seem like it is far and few, but the ones that should be saying something are acting as if they're oblivious to, you know, whatever this is. And in my mind and in my lifestyle and in my household, because we started off with, you know, talking about moms and lineage and history, when the child is acting bad, the mom comes in and shuts this shit down, or the dad comes in and shuts this shit down. Now, if there wasn't supposed to be like a hierarchy or we're not supposed to do this, this would be crossing the line. We didn't definitely, you know, went into that mode. But also, don't you gotta love the truth? Don't you gotta love the truth of the matter in a situation? Like, how golden is it that you're being shown exactly the situation? Now, this is where, you know, the other part of this comes in it, because it's not the infraction that happened. It's not or however it goes. It's not the action that is the problem, because people can do what they want. But also be mindful that nobody should say anything if and when everybody else starts to follow suit. Because you can't say that this is the law and then nobody's following it. Like, you're not following it. If it's the law, it's the law for everybody. It's not just the law for a select group of people. And, you know, that's not the way that this works. And so there's a big issue when the general people can see that 1 + 1 is looking like rewind in time. Did any of y'all volunteer for that? Are a lot of y'all sick and tired of the narrative of let's do this to them first and then tell them about it later? Like, are y'all not sick of that? Like, free will is supposed to be a thing. Free will is supposed to be a thing. But if a select group of people deem to think that your free will is not as important as theirs is, there's a problem with that. And so I also see a problem with this being allowed to happen. Because I grew up on a street, right? And I kid you not, I grew up in a place where it's very small, like this. It's like this big on the map, right? Not too many people, live there. It's enough people. It's Delaware, right? A lot of people live there. But I grew up on a street where at once upon a time, the cops did something random and weird, right? And so around in Delaware, a lot of crimes don't get solved, especially with black people. And I'm going to just say that too, because it's been numerous amounts of, murders and shit happening. And for some reason, the police act like they're oblivious to it. So that's another whole conversation for another whole day, right? But once upon a time on Queen Street, the police was doing something strange. They brought their whole unit there, and not saying whether or not anything is right or wrong, but right is right and wrong is wrong. So when you being wrong and you're not now protecting and serving and you're being, whatever you being, they pulled up and started, doing whatever it was they was doing. The community got involved because the community was right. And needless to say, I can damn sure tell you that they left that block not doing what they was doing. Now they definitely come back, full force later on, but that day that got one. So none of these people look like, and this is where the bad part comes in at, because it could be me, it could be you, it could be anybody. These people, we don't know them. They're just running up on people and kidnapping people. They're not presenting nothing. Why is it being allowed? And I mean from everybody, the government, the people. Why is it being allowed? Because what's going to happen one day, and it's going to be bad, and then y'all going to be crying. Y'all going to be saying, oh, the family, da-da-da-da-da. Somebody needs to figure out how to either get these people some type of identification and make it stick or stand. Because sooner or later, and it already happened sooner, so be mindful that it already happened. And then y'all gonna be online crying, talk about, oh, my family worked for da-da-da-da-da. Your families are criminals right now. They're saying they're going after criminals, but your family is criminals. They are now on the side of they're being criminals, because y'all hear everybody in that video saying they're American citizens. Mind you, that's a nigga. That's a black dude laying on the ground. And then as soon as other people start acting up, they're going to be saying, oh, it's the people that, no, y'all started it. And I already said, even with the freedom of speech, the person that took it is the person that started it. Why is everybody not seeing the rock being thrown? Why is everybody not going back to the time when this is where the infraction started? This was the cause and the effect. How can one man be the cause and the effect of, and again, I like the truth. So I'm not even beefing about anybody being anything. I love the fact that the man is telling the truth. I've been saying the same thing about, the kids and everything else. I've been saying the same exact thing. The medicine, like everything that he's saying is true. But also, it's like how to be a pimp 101. And if you don't know how to be a pimp 101, let me tell you. You know how they say the pimps come along, they love on you real good. And they make you feel so special. And they make you feel like you're the best girl under the sun. And then guess what they do after they do that? They beat your ass. Bad. And then after they beat your ass real bad, And you be thinking, I gotta leave here because I can't go through this again. Then they love on you again. You're so beautiful. Let me go buy you something. Let's go fix your face. Cause I done punched you in it and now it's black and blue. So let me go buy you all the Ulta you can find. And here you thinking you done went on a beautiful shopping spree. No, bitch, we went on, let me conceal what the fuck I did to your bitch ass. Let me go buy you something to wear to cover up all the bruises to make you feel like I love you. And then now I done introduce you to prostitution because I need you to go get my money. But I thought it was supposed to be me and you. I thought you loved me so much. Yeah, go get my money. So I'm loving you. And so on one hand, I keep trying to tell you, like, at this point, I'm even confused because I'm saying whatever is happening is meant to happen. Let it happen. It's happening. But that includes everything. That includes everything because you got to love the truth. You got to be thankful that the truth is being told. And you have to be on the side of truth. But it's confusing at this point in time because the side of truth is like they're telling the truth, but goddamn, they're also committing infractions along the way. God, get your people. Get your people. So how is your garden growing? Are you being affected by, all of this stuff? Are you observing and not absorbing? Because we do need to pay attention, but we don't need to, allow some of these things to go into our system. You need to rest up, okay? Let your mind, determine how are you on the side of, are you paying attention and at the end of the day decompressing and letting it go? Yeah, I understand that, this is happening. Because I ain't never in my life been so triggered and on a daily basis, every day to the tune of you like, y'all still mad again? Like you woke up and you mad? How are y'all so triggered every day? Because I'm still in awe and confused over, and maybe that might be the blessing. Because do y'all know the blessing of growing up and turning lemons into lemonade? Not even being broke and poor, but just being able to turn lemons into lemonade. You understand something that this side don't understand, because when this side gets to a certain negative in the system or in their bank account, guess what they start doing? Jumping out windows and things, because they cannot take it. Like, oh my God, what is this broke shit? Meanwhile, y'all be having a good ass time and y'all done did more with less and everything else, and life is just beautiful. Meanwhile, you wake up every day, silver spoon in your mouth. You can buy whatever you want. You can eat steak every day if you wanted to. You can eat fucking salmon every day if you wanted to. You can eat some exotic shit from across the world, get it flown in overnight, and you still waking up mad. It's so much stuff that these people can have access to, and meanwhile they do all the low, like, you want to mess with somebody's children, you want to do all the worst shit, but there's so much other stuff that you could do that would be like epic. Like, where are those people at? Can y'all come get these other people? Because we kind of sick of them. Like, we kind of sick of them. Because, Noah's around here trying to build an ark. And now they done got people believing that AI is just, God. I don't know what to say. Because, again, what y'all gonna do when God is right knocking at your door and saying, I'm God. I'm God. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna handle this business. We're gonna win too. Y'all gonna be like, oh no, I'm scared. God, show me a magic trick. Nigga, it's scary be his magic. I said, let's go handle this business. We gonna win. Y'all gonna be talking about magic tricks. Like, turn water into wine. Nigga, we gotta go handle the business first. Then you get the wine. No, you gotta turn the wine first, Lord. Nigga, that's not how it go. We gotta go handle the business, and then, y'all, this just it's a beautiful time to be alive, but I'm a little skeptical. Because this thing got real serious around here, okay? Are you allowing your soul's beauty to unfold naturally? Please and thank you. Quite contrary doesn't mean defiant. It means Unequivocally. Unequivocally aligned. You grow differently because your roots are in unseen waters. Let me see how this word got put in here. Let me see, y'all. Yo, stop giving me stuff I can't pronounce. Adding it to the list. Y'all be knowing I gotta do a spell check around here. Let's see. What? Okay. Frequency check. They said we need a frequency check. I don't laugh too hard apparently. That's why, because it's a how do spell check take a word when if you put like unique or something of that nature, why is it taking a word and adding, is there some way I could turn this off on my computer? Cause yo, that is not what I put. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Like, how do we pronounce this? Unequivocally. Oh shit. Unequivocal, man. Let's see. Pronounce it. Leaving no doubt is what it means. It means leaving no doubt. So I guess it's the right word, but that is not what I put there. I promise you, that is not what I put. I don't even look. I guess I know the word without knowing the word, or maybe they know the word, but I did not put that. There is no ambiguity. I know that word in your next step. So it is leaving no doubt. I can't say that shit either. Mike say he can't say it either. I mean, it threw me off guard because I'm like, where did that come from? Because hello, I wrote this, so it must have just put like when I put and then it just pulled a word, but nigga, I did not put that. I can't even like let me sound that out. Unequivocal. I still can't even say it. Somebody say it. Unequivocally. Never mind. Y'all get it. It was the right word though. Take it how it resonates. See, y'all, we be having too much fun over here. That is not supposed to be that funny. Quite contrary though. You grow differently because your roots are in unseen waters. So let things unfold naturally. I mean, we don't got no other choice but to let that happen anyway. So I think that the moral of the story is, like, of course we see things as people that kind of get our blood boiling. You know what I mean? Think before you act. Communication is key. It's given the same effect when I said God sits up here and can see, you know, how every scenario, how everything is going to play out. We have just a narrow scope of, you know, what we see in our vision. We, you know, from, it could be looking like this from other people's angle. From the white people, they see it on one angle. The black people see it on another angle. The Chinese people, I didn't even realize that apparently they was racist against the Chinese people too, because then the Chinese people had something to say yesterday. And I'm like, y'all got seated in different spots in the restaurant too. But I got a real question. And so everybody can answer this question. Answer this question for me. Is the problem that people want to be with their own group of people, or is it the problem that people want to be with their own group of people and they want to stop other people from being with their groups of people? Because on one hand, I don't see a problem, but on the other hand, I see a problem. I see the problem with, okay, if you know, everybody wants to fall under this, then that's cool. Like, you know, let's take a good vote on it, and, you know, line up for wherever we want to be, right? But if you decide that you want to do whatever you want to do, but whatever you want to do ain't in alignment with whatever I want to do, why you can't go take your side of the space and be good and leave us, you know? And when I say us, I mean everybody that basically, because I'm not looking at a color of anybody. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at your attitude, your actions. Your attitude and your actions say that we can work together, we can align, we can be, in the same community. I'm cool with that. Because I already told y'all, even in how they're even, some people are working their way and putting their families together with other families, this and the third. That's great. But even in some of them communities, I don't like them. So it's not even that I want to even go into community with, my own color of people. Like, you know what I mean? I want to go in where whoever loves me and whatever I'm aligned with. But how can we work this out when the way they're acting is not like you want to work anything out? That's my only question. So again, like I said, I ain't pushing nobody to be, nothing other than, like, we got to make some things make sense. And we have to also kind of, think ahead, because they done already thought ahead. They done already thought ahead. We're actually really behind because these things have been playing out for years. I told you, the first time was cursive. Mind you, we've been sitting here saying the same thing. Now it's 16 fucking years later. Ain't nobody did nothing about it. Schools, this, that, and the third closing. Good. Like, a lot of them wasn't teaching y'all kids nothing, no way. And then, not for nothing, none of their kids go to the school. So what was that teaching y'all anyway? So, I mean, it's a lot of things that make sense, but also a lot of things that don't make sense. But it's not going to make sense, or you're not going to see the bigger picture until a few years later. But that few years could put us compromise, or could, I don't know. Either way, I love y'all, and that's what I got. So be mindful that a lot of the old things, tried and true. Tried and true. You see how a lot of the times now we're going back to gardening, this, that, and all the stuff that was the way it was supposed to be from the beginning. So, if not for nothing, be observant. Pay attention. Observe, don't absorb. You need to know. You need to be informed. The more you know, the more you grow. G.I. Joe. I forgot what the one at the end of not Superman. It was G.I. Joe, He-Man, Thundercats. Thundercats. And it was another one that used to say at the end of it, and it was like, I think the Marvel superheroes, they would say something, they would say something like in closing that was very positive, like, for the kids to know, like, this is how you're supposed to be, like. And then that was the problem, because when we started getting away from stuff like that, that's when we should have known shit wasn't right. When you go from, you can't say one cuss word, because you couldn't say ass, shit, bitch, nothing on TV. You couldn't show a nothing. And then soon as everything switched up, and then it was just like a free for all, like you could say this, and now the kids is being exposed to all types of ungodliness, not even allowed to be kids growing up. You got to make sure, like, I get it. You should be, watching your own damn kids. I get it. But why is that on my TV? And I get that people should love who they love. I mean, I'm a big fan of that. But them kids don't need to be seeing that on TV. Like, take your big grown ass. Like, it should be an app or something that got put on the TV. But I already knew when that shit started happening, yeah, we was going the hell in a handbasket. None of it. Now this man saying everything. I'm trying to told you. Listen, like, pay attention. That's the one thing, like, I keep trying to figure out what type of spell was that? What type of spell was cast where people see right in their face what's happening? But mind you, it's like, well, maybe, it'll change, maybe. And again, I get it. Like, what can they do? What can they do? What can they do? The first thing is that shit, that need to be handled. Stop that. If the government really, both sides, because again, the other side, somebody should be saying something, because ain't no way that should be going on. In a way, that should be going on. No identification, no, I'm such and such. You just rolling up on people, and that's got to be scary. And then on top of that, like I said, people just coming up missing, so you don't know if you even get that person back. Like you there, that was the last time you seen that person. That's got to be crazy. And then all of a sudden, just like I said, just like magic, it's going to all of a sudden be a problem when that happens in a place where identify yourself and you don't. And then none of the team comes back. And then the family going to be crying, talking about, oh, well, it's the people out. No, it's your people. Because your people are standing for nothing. Your people are out doing, to other people's family, like I said. And it's horrible that people don't realize something wrong until it's their family. Then all of a sudden, it's of the highest importance. No, it's important to me right now because I'm seeing it, and that's not even my family, but it's important to me right now. Because why is that being allowed to happen? And why is none of the, politicians or nobody saying nothing? Even the politicians in that city, I seen where they said that, they was going to da-da-da-da-da, but the politicians should be, when they show up and go do whatever it is y'all need to do. Because if that's your city, then stop them from doing that. And a lot more people, I know it's scary to stand up for yourself, especially when you're being told to do something, but you should stand up for yourself. Because why would you want to do something wrong and now you're being held accountable because you knew it was wrong and you still did it against other people that, are just trying to live their life. Like, ain't nobody trying to fight, do nothing with y'all. People just trying to, live, take care of their families, enjoy, have a good life. That's it. Meanwhile, here go all the chaos. But as you know, Majestic Grace said it's okay. It is because, we are where we are. Love what you're doing. Remember, ain't that what they said? Love what you're doing. It has purpose. Oh, what a time to be alive. This is an amazing time to be alive in the present moment. You're seeing so many different aspects of, life, history, everything unfolding at the same time. So many miraculous things happening all at the same time. So, I don't know what I was about to do. It says, your garden is your subconscious mind, your emotional landscape, your creative womb. It grows with what you plant. Thoughts, dreams, prayers, and energetic intentions. To ask, how does your garden grow, is to ask, what have you been watering yourself with? What are you paying attention to? Remember, where your energy goes, where your attention flows, energy goes. Your garden may not look like others, but your flowers bloom in unseen realms first, through intuition, emotion, and spiritual nourishment. The sound of higher frequency from silver bells, ringing truth, clearing stagnant energy. Bells call spirits and angels. They signal awakening and remembrance. And remember when we was talking about where can we get the bells back? Can we get the bells back? Because that was important. Cockle shells, sacred to the sea and to Venus, goddess of love. They symbolize rebirth, pilgrimage, and purity. In old esoteric texts, shells make us esoteric. So take it hot resonates. But that is a person's name. Tarek. Okay? Tech shells mark a journey of soul returning home to divine source. Together they mean my garden grows with purity, sound, and devotion to spirit. Something about being coded reflection. In some interpretations, Mary symbolizes the collective feminine energy, humanity's intuitive emotional nature, and the garden of earth itself. But it's also Eden. So then there's what it is. Take it how it resonates. But creating Eden. All right, I like it. So have at it. Go with God.